witness, essentially targeted by and therefore with a lifetime of experience being the centrally targeted figure with all of that innocent observational and experiential witness information. Don't contact me. Because this has been known and recognized by all federal agencies and all police agencies, as you are aware, because of their receival of it by the accumulative, constant, obsessive theft that is illegal of my personal papers and effects against search and seizure clause by the intrusive, malicious, and illegal electronic surveillance of my intellectual property constantly all the time, and the illegal seizure of papers by illegal thefts, such as the theft of this backpack was joined with as a recurring pattern as this individual act amongst this whole conspiracy. These police officers that arrived were involved. The security team that I will be providing further AD evidence information that a malicious to myself officer, so-called Officer Semerick, if that's his real name, from Yolo County, that is extremely sadistic, is statistically satanic, and is heard from the manifest phenomena constantly with what has been recorded as names also Officer Wilson, Officer Kirkland of Yolo County. Okay, he just wanted to name himself from the phenomena right now. Self-absorbed, as they all are. And Officer Coulter, as the name was recorded in the case when I was falsely arrested in Yolo County. Which actions of the case have been prejudicially prolonged with continual prejudicial error and prejudicial denial after 50 hearings and proceedings over 4 years, and it was all judicial misconduct, and they refuse a just conclusion of the matter, prejudicing with just prolonging and all of their wrongness, so extremely egregious. Continue intending to pursue this total denial of all due process rights. I have made your police department aware of it multiple times, and you keep on stopping, going to instigate another illegal remainder of my time to have to explain everything all over again, and I don't have time for this, and you have to stop harassing me. As I have informed you before, you continue doing it, you are continuing to collude in the same conspiracy of all of this illegal misconduct. I've explained it numerous times before. This Gothic cult of Cleveland, Trent Reznor and Brian Warner were parties of with other people that I had been lightly acquainted with, not as company I kept, are a part of. When conspirators at this time during tech school, it formed and exploited this sabotage stereotype profile group as a recurring pattern as the insurrection groups conspiratorial modus operandum and plots towards myself, called Dirtbag Airmen, to attempt fabricating to incriminate myself of some UCMJ infractions. They at the time did not succeed in that particular plot when I never associated with them, and it can only be substantiated that I never did by investigations at the time. Although they did represent openly claiming to be Christians of the Southern Baptist Convention and from the region where I had come from. And on this superficiality, there was the attempt to fabricate this unconstitutional, according to the Bill of Rights and the First Amendment and First, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, and Fifth Amendments and UCMJ itself basis for falsifying incrimination of myself did not succeed. I was never a dirtbag airman, and there was continually the attempt to defame me and false accuse and misrepresent all of my background and all of my record with record tampering and falsification of every record in my life, even trying to eliminate and erase and actually replace my identity after desired fulfillment of their intent to commit a prolonged aggravated manslaughter. However, I am under divine protection of God Almighty Himself, and they have never been able to succeed. As many mafioso can testify to, with how many have dropped dead smitten by God. Trying to assassinate me. And this is true. I've walked down sidewalks in Canton, Ohio, and ambulances kept on stopping in front of me in my path along the way for miles and miles and miles, and pulling beef eaters out on stretchers. I've had experiences like this multiple times, day after day after day after day after day after day. And while I've been stuck in this Nokomis area, and you just seem to want to feign ignorance and oblivion of all of this, and constantly pretend that I'm a total stranger, because you're involved, including, and that's a modus operandi of yours too. But I also wanted to name other connectivities. There are satanic connectivities of other publicly known Satanists, such as Trent Reznor, who at the time during 2005, while I was in tech school, had moved to and was actually residing in New Orleans, because there was connectivity with members of the aforementioned groups by networking multi-associative in the occult network associations and connectivities when they are involved in multiple groups, as they particularly individually are, each one. We're connected with members I had named of this occult network, mentioning them as members of Southern Baptist Convention, Crypto-Satanists, Lisa Holt and Litra Shepard, who also were multi-affiliatingly connected with, as they are, Gothics in the Cleveland area, such as Trent Reznor and Brian Warner in the Northeast Ohio area, around Cleveland. Although I have never associated with such, through my life I've been mildly acquainted with, not keeping company with, or being associated with, and have that observational, experiential, innocent witness testimony that I can certainly attest. I have knowledge that this is true, that there are these occultic and satanic connectivities. I have witnessed that also. One last named Bruton, who was a MTI at basic training in Lackland Air Force Base, is also heavily involved in the same I had mentioned, aforementioned, and in connection with the Hortons that live in Texas, aforementioned. Disclaimer for distortion of video. It has been caused by interference of malicious intrusion, of illegal electronic surveillance, misconduct that is accumulative and extremely excessive, with intent to sabotage my production process. I have known to accuse Mark Perney, with his connections in the NSA, of nefarious conspiratorial saturation. This is very disruptive and overburdening, and Pern, you need to stop, you're misbehaving! He is obsessed, in bondage, and compulsive with this nefarious activity, because he's crazy. These results have become too impracticable to repair. I have to get this done. I did intend to communicate additional information in 2005 while I was in tech school at Shepherd Air Force Base, in conjunction with the conspiratorial activity of the creation and exploitation of the sabotage stereotype profile group, Dirtbag Airmen on base. Involved colluder Trent Reznor was residing in New Orleans, having moved there from Cleveland with an interest in voodoo. He fomented a dynamic influx of voodoo activity targeting my person. God's judgment upon it was the cause of Hurricane Katrina in 2005, the same year while I was in Texas. Also, the runt that is at the Marine office on who threatened my life is a UCMJ infractor involved with the Avon Lake and Southern Baptist Convention satanic crypto-satanic group that is called Gospel Pullers. He highly resembles, almost identical to Keenan Cook of Lorain County, who attended Avon Lake Baptist Church. Also highly involved is one named Bruton, who is MT